It ends with Ilia Topuria poking the wrong lions, the division turning on him, and Arman Tsarukyan laughing last. But stay with me because the how and why are uglier than a 5-round war gone bad. Arman Tsarukyan didn't hesitate, didn't blink, didn't wait for the echo to fade. He fired back at Ilia Topuria like a counter right on the chin, and you could feel the respect drain out of the room instantly, because this wasn't playful trash talk anymore. This was Arman telling Ilia to fix his mess at home before pretending he runs this division. And if you think that line was accidental, just wait until you hear what he drops next, because this spirals fast. Ilia tried to bully his way through an interview, talking like he already buried Arman, talking like he's untouchable, but Arman flipped it and turned the whole thing into a hypocrisy expose, saying how do you take time off for personal reasons, but somehow have unlimited energy for interviews, headlines, and drama. And when Arman called him a joke and mocked the image he's selling, that wasn't trash talk, that was a character assassination in real time, and trust me, there's a bigger fallout from this coming very soon. From there, the tension snapped, because Arman made it clear he doesn't even take Ilia seriously anymore, and once a contender stops respecting a champion, the entire house starts shaking, and you could hear fans switching sides mid-sentence. And just when you think Ilia would cool it down, he did the exact opposite and lit another fire that might burn his own path to gold. Ilia didn't just clap back, he aimed higher, way higher, dragging Islam into the conversation and talking like he'd outclass him everywhere, saying he'd beat him on the feet, drag him to the mat, and submit him, even if it happens right in front of Khabib. And that sounds fearless until you realize he's calling out monsters without a fight booked. And there's a reason people behind the scenes are starting to lose. Once those names came out, the tone changed, because respect only lasts so long in this game, and when Leah started swinging at Islam and Khabib with words, the grace period evaporated, and suddenly this wasn't about sympathy or timing anymore, it was about accountability, and insiders are already whispering that this might backfire hard if he keeps pushing. Ilia still sees himself as the answer to Islam the matchup fans supposedly need, brushing off comparisons and saying once the cage door shuts, none of that matters. But here's the twist. People aren't ready for, because while Ilia talks about destiny, others are already lining up threats that could derail everything before he even gets close. And one name keeps popping up like a bad dream. Shavkat Rakhmonov isn't hiding, he's waiting, saying he wants the belt but understands timing, open to another fight if it's for #1 contender status, and when he mentions names like Kamaru Usman, you can tell he's hunting legacy, not shortcuts. But here's the problem, Islam isn't convinced, and that disagreement could explode into something nobody sees coming. Islam made it clear that sitting out a year with injuries doesn't scream title readiness, even if the respect is there, even if the handshake happened. And while he says he'll fight whoever the UFC puts in front of him, that door isn't wide open yet, and the delay is creating cracks that ambitious fighters are already trying to force open. Then the debate gets even messier, because some voices say Usman's style could be dangerous. One punch changes everything, while others completely dismiss him as irrelevant. And that split alone tells you how unstable the picture at the top really is, and instability is exactly where chaos breeds, especially when egos and And while all that noise keeps clashing, the most dangerous idea keeps floating back to the surface: Ilia versus Islam, a fight people call inevitable but might actually be premature, because Ilia hasn't faced that level of grappling pressure yet, and if he jumps too fast, he might learn the hard way that confidence doesn't stop takedowns. So now we're here, Arman calling out hypocrisy, Ilia swinging at legends, Islam drawing lines, Contenders circling, and the next move decides everything, because one fight announcement could either silence everyone or blow this division wide open. And the scariest part is the UFC hasn't even played